Today I'm going to teach you guys how you can make $2,000 to $5,000 a month working on the side using the skills you've learned on our channel. Listen, I get it. Life is expensive, right? And it's getting more unaffordable with inflation. But here's the thing. If you were to work just a couple of Saturdays a month, I'm telling you right now, you could make enough money to save for your retirement or be able to set money aside so that you could afford the next renovation project you've been planning on. Using basic skills that you've learned in this channel. And I'm telling you right now, there's a huge market for people with basic skills. Find that labor shortage that's going out there and the fact that half of the homeowners in North America are retirement age and they need people to help them to maintain their properties. Bottom line is this, the baby boomers are getting to the point where they don't want to get on a ladder. It's risky. They've got houses to maintain. They've got a 20-year lifespan left in their retirement and they need help. And there's a shrinking labor market, which means if they got a hole that needs to be patched, no one's around to help them. If they want something painted, they're not getting on a ladder. They need to hire help. They need to hire you. All right, let me give you some examples of the kind of projects that you can pull off. You can do drywall repair, right? Fixing holes. You can do painting. You can do basic landscaping, like pressure washing, cutting grass, building retaining walls. Anything that doesn't require a building permit, like you can do floating decks, right? Install furniture, install window treatments, hang ceiling fans for people. Anything you have to do on a ladder. All of these projects are the kind of work that people are willing to pay top dollar for. Handyman services are getting $135 an hour, pre-booked, prepaid all around North America. The gig economy is already alive and well, okay? You can be a part of this. All that to say this, there's never been more money available in history to people who are willing to work for a living than there is right now. And here's the thing, if you develop a couple of skills that other people don't have, it's because they went to school and they were told not to. We've got generations of people who never learned how to use tools, right? Complained about taking math, but never learned how to apply it on an actual job site. Here's a couple of practical tips to help you start your own business. First of all, if you're gonna start in business, you're gonna wanna register your business. And for most people, that simply means you've got to go on a government website, pay a fee, really nominal, like in Ontario where I live, it's $60 and you can be in business. That's pretty affordable. And that means as soon as you do that, all of the expenses that you incur running that business, you can write off of your income and start avoiding the taxes that come along with making extra money. Once you're registered, you're going to want to start up a little web page somewhere that you can refer your clients to, that you can take reviews about your business and post online. Remember, the kind of business that you want to run is something that doesn't involve getting permits for. Okay, so you're never going to have to deal with city officials or building permits or approvals, and you're never going to be doing anything that's illegal. But that doesn't mean you're not going to take on risk and liability, which is why you're worth a lot of money. For instance, you're working in somebody's home, you got to make sure that you protect the flooring around the areas where you're working, right? Bring drop cloths or even pieces of hardboard, or there's all kinds of companies out there selling different protection devices. Be smart, okay? If bad things happen, own it right away. Another little piece of advice is how to get your clients, okay? I joked when you said, go to Home Depot and just stand there and scream out, hey, I'm available today. That's probably not the best plan to get top dollar. But what you can do is go online and search out different apps that are out there. Different companies are setting up profiles where you can do online booking and get people to buy your services in advance. Remember, the point is this, in the old days, skilled labor meant you had to have a ticket, right? You were an electrician or a plumber or a carpenter or a welder, right? Something along that line. Nowadays, there are all kinds of professions that don't require formal training. They just require skill set. Something that where you can try it at home, develop some competence, and then go and take that skill into the industry. For instance, where I live, you can go online, and the City of Ottawa has a list of all the different kinds of projects you can do at your home without getting a building permit. Consider taking a look at that list for your area and find out if any of those things on that list is something that you're comfortable doing for someone else. Don't be afraid to work for friends and family for free for the first little while, okay? Develop yourself an online presence with a couple of good reviews from your friends. Anyone who doesn't share your last name. By the way, patching holes in drywall, one of the most lucrative businesses out there, okay? Our entire company's now developing a business model where they'll go out on a Saturday and they'll patch a hole like you just saw me do for 50 homes in a neighborhood. Then they'll come back at the end of the day or the next day and do another coat of mud and let someone else paint it. Think about it. You can get $50 a hole. And all you need is a piece of drywall cut up into little pieces and a bucket of pre-mixed mud, and you're good to go. People in your community need your skills. I've heard a lot of this said about the newest generations. They want all of this work-life balance. But if you don't work nowadays, you're not going to have a life. There are three major factors affecting the market and creating this opportunity. Number one, we have that aging population, and they have half of the available money that's in North America, in their pocket. They're trying to hire a labor force that's shrinking and taking on bigger projects that have a higher return of pay. The next generation of labor, they don't want to work with their hands. They want to work on the internet. Might I suggest that you could do both? You can use the internet to run your business, but but then go and work once a week with your hands and generate huge revenue. This kind of gig economy is not just temporary. This is going to be the next 10 to 20 years. So this is a long-term strategy for you to make money on the side. Bottom line, whatever your skill is that you've got, working with your hands and your legs, you're valuable. Don't sell yourself short. Okay, don't go out there thinking, oh, I've got to undercut my pricing or compete with somebody that's a professional. Doing something like that for somebody is a service they can't find anybody else to do. So take advantage of the fact that the demand is huge and there's too many people like you that are still trying to decide if you're going to get involved in the marketplace. Get in now, get in while it's hot, make a ton of money, and then the inflation issue that we're dealing with right now isn't going to hurt so bad. You'll be able to set aside money to buy your next project right now at the house, or just take some pressure off your family while all the craziness is going on over the next couple of years. I wish I had an opportunity to do something like that when I was young, but the market was completely different. I have never seen a time in my entire life where you had that many people with that much money, with no skill, looking to hire, and nobody ready to work. Cheers.